Hello, we're at Ennerdale today and it's a beautiful lake and a fantastic river and some lovely mountains to go up. On one side there's a mountain range. If you go over that, it will take you to Buttermere. On the other side it will take you over towards Water.
So yeah, it was unexpected weather. It was actually supposed to be raining, so it's now sunshine. So we've got plenty of water with us and we're heading up to the mountains behind us. So there's one that we've seen on the map which is called Steeple, which I think that's what we're aiming for, isn't it, Lois?
Yeah, and then Pillar.
Oh, and then on to Pillar. Yeah, so they all sound pretty impressive and they look pretty impressive from down here. So whether we get there or not, that's another question here, really.
Let's hope it's clear when we get to the top.
Let's hope so. But yeah, it's going to be a hot day, so we've got plenty of fluids. We're going to hit the trail now.
That is steep.
So we made it up through the steep ravine, through the woods, and then came up to this sort of bit of a plateau, which is pretty boggy, lots of gorse. And then there's just a little bit more of a plateau, and then we're going to climb up the first sort of big mountain. And hopefully from there we will pick up the path, which will then lead us onto the main ridge then. A little bit tricky, the path sort of peters out a little bit here, but we've managed to forge our way through, finding our way through the few of the bogs and things like that, and our feet are still reasonably dry. So yeah, we'll crack on up the hill and hopefully pick up that main path.
It's so quiet up here, you really do feel like you should be whispering. The only thing we can hear is some skylarks and occasionally someone's voice miles away across the valley. And it's so quiet, it's just carrying right across here. So you feel like you should be very quiet, shouldn't you?
Let's tone it down a bit, Lois.
Yeah, tone it down. Yeah, it's amazing. Almost hurts your ears, it's so quiet. So we've got up onto the ridge, and when you're on this ridge you get a lovely view of Water in the distance down there, and then Scafell Pike, which is just in the clouds in the distance. And there's an amazing range, further ranges of mountains beyond. Fantastic view because you've got both sides to just blow your mind with. We're getting near Steeple, which is over there where those people are. So you'll go over this crown, down a little slope and then up again. And then we didn't know this, but Pillar is behind and was hidden, and it's a lot higher, and that's over there. Gonna get there.
So we made it to the top of Steeple. Pretty impressive going across that little gap, that little mini knife edge. Fortunately it's not too windy today. But yeah, we pretty much got, if it was clear you'd have an impressive view all the way to the sea really. But yeah, you can pretty much see right over to the other valley that we've climbed in before, over towards Buttermere. And then it looks like that is Pillar over there, but looking at this drop down and then back up again, whether we'll have the time to actually get that today, I don't know really. But it's weird weather because the clouds are all swirling around us and it feels like it's sort of threatening rain, but so far, touch wood, we've been all right. But yeah, pretty much got to where we were originally aiming for. So we've come from pretty much down there where the little trees and a little beach sticks out. That's pretty much where we're camping. So we've walked all the way along this side of the lake and then up this climb. So fantastic little trip so far. And the road that we could walk down has got a lot of logging at the moment, a lot of forestry work, so we might not be able to get down there. So we'll have a good look at the map and see which route is the best way to get back home. So what do you think of this part of the path, honey?
There's a bit of clambering and bouldering almost. It's quite amazing up here.
So we've just come down from the top of this first fell, and we've come down and then we've realised we've got to climb all the way up there. So it's going to be fun. So I think I'm going to dress for the second mile and I'm going to take my waterproof off because I think I'll be hot by the time I get to the top.
Well, we've made it to the top of Pillar, and when we were halfway up, scrambling over the rocks, I thought, was this a mistake? Because we're getting further and further away from home, but it's definitely worth it, definitely worth the scrambling. The view up here today, there's not a breath of air, and there's like a 360 clear blue view of the Lake District. It's absolutely incredible.
It's funny because we've been watching this top of this fell all day. It's basically been swamped in black cloud really, not raining but in cloud, and as soon as we made up that scramble, yeah, it's basically the sun's come out, so yeah, we're spoilt really. So you can pretty much see Scarfell now is cleared as well, so you can see the top of Scarfell, you can pretty much see everything. So like Lois says, yeah, it's 360 views now. So we're going to have a little cup of tea and then we're going to try and find this path which looks pretty steep. We say no wind, look, the wind's picked up now. But yeah, it looks pretty steep to get back down there, but it's going to be a bit sketchy, but we'll have to take our time. So yeah, have a break now, I think.
Have a break, fuel up.
Made it down from Pillar. It wasn't too sketchy, but it was very steep. Our knees are aching now, but the weather is still incredible. We've got to cross a couple of streams now, but it just gets me every time that when you're sort of walking down and you look back from where you've been, we've been pretty much along all that ridge along the top there. It just, you know, all the videos, all the pictures you take, it can never capture the sort of magic of being out on the fells, really. coming. So, what a day. Fantastic weather. We've just had dinner on this beautiful river edge. What would you call it? Riverbed?
Riverbed.
Riverbed.
Yeah, the river's quite low at the moment, so you can be on all these rocks right up to it.
Yeah, so amazing. So we've been saying all day, what's it like? It's like being in Austria, it's like being in Scandinavia.
Like being in Canada.
Like being in Canada. Down here it's like being in Canada. Earlier on when we were looking through the trees at the mountains that we'd been on, it was like El Capitan, wasn't it? It was like being in the national parks. Yosemite National Parks.
In miniature.
In miniature. But yeah, what a day. So we're probably about 2 miles from camp. We've got to go through the woods again, so we thought it'd be nice just to say cheery bye-bye. Thanks for joining us on this little adventure. And yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed seeing what we've got up to today. We'll see you next time.
And if you ever get the chance, get up to the Lake District in this western part where there's a lot less people and a lot more sort of open, wild country. It's just unbelievable.